In this week's message, I'm going to take you all way back as we kick off our time together this week. So I'm going to take you all, we're going ancient. We're going ancient Greek time with this one. This is courtesy of Aristotle. Aristotle once said, check it out. You ready? We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So, as we start our journey together this week, think about that quote, and I'm going to ask you to write down 3 words out of that quote from Aristotle. The words are repeatedly, excellence, and habit. You see, these 3 words are synonymous with sales professionals, but what about sales reps? There is a significant difference between sales professionals and sales reps when it comes to having a repeated process that they stick to. They do it with excellence and it becomes a habit. Here at Selling from the Heart, we call it disciplined habits. So we're going to tie this in to, right? Sales words riddled with acronyms. So we're going to go through a couple acronyms. It's both going to be the same acronym, 2 different meanings. You've all heard of this one, RGA. Now, a lot of you are going to know RGA as revenue generating activities. I'm a huge believer. Everybody in sales, everybody, including sales leaders and sales managers, you must be bringing revenue generating activities to the forefront every single day. Think of those 3 words that Aristotle said centuries ago. Repeatedly, excellence, and habit. What are you doing every single day with your revenue generating activities? Well, here's the other RGA that we're going to bring right to the forefront, and we're going to throw this right up on the business table. The other RGA, and I believe this will single-handed drive long-term sustainability. This RGA is relational growth activities, another RGA. What are you doing every single day to build relationships high, wide, and deep in your client base, in your future client base, which is your targeted accounts? Are you doing this with excellence? And is this becoming a habit? You see, the reason why I bring this up is revenue generating activities plus relational growth activities creates long-term sales sustainability. But here's what I want us to think about. If we can buy in to the concept that 20% of your, 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your customers. 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your customers. Let's take this down 1 level. Y'all following along with me on this? Thank you. Is this. If we can buy into that, then here's what I'm going to submit to every sales person out there. 80% of your revenue is coming from the top 20% of your customers. Then kick in this RGA. What relational growth activities are you doing in your top 20% of your customers if they're giving you 80% of your revenue? Think about this. How many people do you know inside the top 20% of your customers? Conversely, how many of them know you? Here's what concerns me, and I'm going to flip this around, and I hope it concerns you. If your relational aspects, if the relationships that you have in your top 20% of your accounts are shallow, I'm here to tell you this: you're relationally vulnerable. You're relationally vulnerable to a sales professional who, without you knowing, is building a relational fort around your client base. Let's just use the rule of 6. Can you identify 6 people inside your current accounts, the top 20% that's given you 80% of your revenue? Can you identify 6? And furthermore, what do you know about them? What are 3 things you know about them personally and professionally? What are they working on right now? What are their initiatives, goals, challenges, dreams, aspirations? Heck, Aristotle was talking about this centuries ago. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. This week, I want you to think of the 2 RGAs, revenue generating activities combined with relational growth activities. If you did those 2 RGAs sitting inside, literally sitting inside of your top 20% of your current customers that are giving you 80% of your business, what would that look like if you doubled down on that? You went high, wide, and deep. You paid attention to exactly what you're doing inside the top 20% of your customers. You're building relationships high, wide, and deep. I will tell you this, you are one relational conversation away inside your current accounts. It's going to transform the rest of this year, and it's going to catapult you into success in 2023. The more you know inside your current account base, the more you grow. Conversely, the more you learn from them, the more you earn from them. One thing inside selling from the heart that's going to play out in this. If you follow along with me in selling from the heart, I'm always talking about giving a rip. It's time that you give a rip about your current clients and you do something about it. Build relationships high, wide, and deep. Pay attention to revenue generating activities and relational growth activities. Double down on that the rest of this year. Watch what happens in 2023. I sincerely thank each and every one of you because every single day, the movement around selling from the heart grows. It's a movement around sincerity. It's a movement around business substance. And more importantly, it's a movement around giving a rip. Selling from the heart will forever change your career, your sales growth, and how you work with your clients and your future clients. I do know this. Your clients would rather connect and do business with a sales professional who sells from the heart as opposed to a sales rep who is an empty suit. Have an amazing week.